Okay, let's just jump right in. We all tend to think about money based on, our paycheck, our job title, maybe the car we drive. But what if I told you that for most of us, all of that, it's just noise? Today, we're going to cut through all that noise and get to the one single number that actually defines your financial reality.
So let me ask you straight up, lower, middle, or upper class? Where do you fit? Now, most people answer that question based on how they feel. I've got a solid job, live in a decent neighborhood, so I guess I must be middle class, right?
Well, here's the thing. The hard truth is that the real answer has absolutely nothing to do with those feelings. It's not about your salary, and it's not about your lifestyle. Your real wealth class, it comes down to a single cold, hard number. To see what I mean, let's meet Tyler. He's 34, and he makes a really respectable $85,000 a year. By all accounts, he feels solidly middle class. But when we actually run the math, his net worth is negative $7,000. A good income, sure, but financially, he's literally in the hole. And this huge disconnect, it's the core of the problem for millions and millions of people.
And that brings us to the only metric that truly, truly matters when we talk about wealth, your net worth. See, your income is what you earn, but your net worth, that's what you actually keep.
The formula couldn't be simpler. It's everything you own, and we call those assets, minus everything you owe, which are your liabilities. That one number you're left with, that's your net worth. And that's the number that tells you where you really stand.
So let's apply this to Tyler. He's got about $37,000 in assets. That's his car, a small 401k, and a little bit in savings. But then you look at what he owes. $44,000 in car and student loans. So you take $37,000, subtract $44,000, and boom, that's how we get to negative $7,000. The income looks good on paper, but the net worth, that tells the real story.
So why does this happen? Well, it turns out pretty much every generation falls into its own special version of the exact same trap. We get totally caught up chasing the signals of wealth instead of building the actual substance of it.
For boomers like Robert here, the big signal was the family home. I mean, that was the ultimate sign you'd made it. But by putting everything into the house, many ended up house rich and cash poor, with their entire net worth locked up inside four walls they couldn't easily tap into for retirement.
For Gen X, the trap was lifestyle creep. As Karen's income went up, so did her spending. A bigger house, a nicer car, fancier vacations, you know the drill. The problem? Her savings rate didn't budge. So even though she was earning way more, she wasn't actually building any more wealth.
For millennials like Marcus, who came into the job market right around the 2008 crash, those traditional assets felt completely out of reach. So the culture shifted. We started valuing experiences over things. Now, the trap wasn't the travel itself. It was using those experiences as a substitute for building a real financial foundation.
And for Gen Z, that trap has gone totally digital. It's all about performing wealth online through this perfectly curated aesthetic. Zoe might be investing a little, which is awesome, but the pressure to keep up a certain look for social media can lead to spending that quietly eats away at any real wealth-building progress. Okay, so enough with the traps. Let's get into the hard data. Based on the most complete numbers we have from the Federal Reserve, this is what the real American wealth ladder looks like.
What's pretty shocking here is where the lines are actually drawn. The bottom 25% of households, that's where Tyler is, have a net worth of less than $23,000. To be dead center, right at the 50th percentile, you need $193,000. And to crack into that top 10%, you're looking at a net worth over $1.7 million. Take a second, find where you are, and just be honest with yourself.
But hang on! Here is the single biggest blind spot in all of this. Comparing a 25-year-old's net worth to a 65-year-old's, it just doesn't make any sense. The context of your age changes absolutely everything. Just look at this. That median net worth for all households is $193,000. But for households under the age of 35, the median is just $39,000. That is a massive, massive difference. Suddenly, Tyler's negative $7,000, which looked bad before, looks even further behind when you compare him to his own peers.
And as you can see, your net worth is supposed to grow over time. It's a journey. What might feel like you're behind at age 55 could actually be way ahead of the curve if you're 35. So where you are on this ladder, it's not just about the number, it's about that number relative to how much time you've actually had to build it.
Okay, so Tyler knows where he stands. But here's the most powerful part about knowing your number. You can change it. His starting point is not his destination. Let's map out 3 completely different futures for him.
All right, path 1 is coasting. He just keeps doing what he's doing, changes nothing. Path 2 is intentional. He gets serious, finds an extra $700 a month, and throws it at his debt and investments. And path 3 is aggressive. He not only saves, but hustles to boost his income, investing a whopping $1,500 every single month.
Now, let's fast forward 20 years. The results are staggering. If he coasts, Tyler ends up with $120,000, still way below the median for his age. If he's intentional, he hits $500,000. And if he goes aggressive, he becomes a millionaire. We're talking about the same person from the same starting point with wildly different outcomes based purely on the choices he decides to make.
So the rule for escaping every single one of these generational traps, it's not some complicated secret. It's this: you prioritize building your assets first, and you let the lifestyle upgrades come second. And those upgrades, they should be paid for by the returns on your assets, not just by your next paycheck.
So this leaves us with one last question to really think about. Look back at those traps: the house, the lifestyle creep, the experiences, the online aesthetic. Which one do you see yourself in right now? And, way more importantly, what is the very first intentional step you can take, starting today, to begin getting out?